This is something that Elon Musk has spoken about at length. He doesn't like the idea that these things could be manipulated. As we've learned, potentially they were there in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He has a lot of fear about it. In fact, he tweeted out something. This is an issue I have actually talked about on the show before, and I want to show you. He tweeted out this graphic that I think Fox News actually put up, where you see every single country all around the globe requiring that you have identification in order to vote. Like, this is normal, okay? And the fact that the Democrats are going to sit there and say, no, somehow you're suppressing somebody else's right to vote. You need a darn ID just to get into a building in Timbuktu, America, okay? You need IDs for everything. If you want to take a Greyhound bus, you need to have an ID. So the fact that they're trying to say, nope, we don't want IDs, and then you hear about this kind of, you know what, going down in the likes of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, we got to get to the bottom of that. And you know what? Enough is enough. We got technology in spades nowadays. Why would we not have people offer up some form of identification? Elon's not stopping there. He's concerned about a lot of stuff. Elon Musk making it very clear that he's worried that the Democrats have actually deliberately brought in a lot of people into this country with malintent. Here's his tweet today. The Democrats have imported massive numbers of illegals to swing states, triple-digit increases over the past 4 years. Their stated plan, he writes, is to give them citizenship as soon as possible, turning all swing states Democrat. America would then become a one-party, deep blue socialist state. And he tweets out this graphic. Let me show you a better picture of it, of the number of Cuban, Haitian, Nicaraguan, Venezuelan Title VIII encounters that have happened. And you can see that there is, for sure, many, many more illegals coming across the border under this administration, under this particular border czar. You know, so when you look at these poll numbers, I would take some heart, by the way, some heart. I mean, you get the Pennsylvania situation going on, you get the border situation on. I do take some heart in the fact that the prediction markets are showing us a different story than what we see right now in, say, the New York Times Siena poll, which is neck and neck, which is really, really, really tight. But this is an issue, right? This is an issue. Elon Musk also tweeting out this guy right here, Data Hazard, on Twitter, talking about how the Kamala Mayorkas team started a policy of flying inadmissible aliens into the interior of the USA, up to $45,000 a month from these countries. He's talking about Venezuela, Nicaragua, Haiti. 65,000 total had come in the 10 years prior. So think about that. In a whole decade, you had 65,000, and then you get possibly 45,000 per month. That's wild. And this is per the Biden-Harris administration. So these numbers aren't coming out of thin air. Well, you know who had something to say about this? I don't know if you guys are familiar with a gentleman by the name of Bill Ackman. I've known him for many years because he's a very active trader on Wall Street, runs a big hedge fund, and he's historically been quite a Democrat, like a Democrat, proud Democrat, wears his blue all over him. And all of a sudden now he's thinking about everything differently, kind of like a lot of people in tech. Anyway, here's Bill Ackman. He went on this podcast and said, listen, we do have an immigration issue. You cannot ignore that. We can't continue taking in people and not knowing who is here. This doesn't seem like that's too tall an order, right? We should be able to ask for this. Thank you very much. Watch Bill.
My family came here as immigrants in the 1890s. Big believer that immigration is part of the strength of the United States, right? We get the most motivated, best and brightest entrepreneurs and people, aspiring families from all over the world who come here and want to take their family, want to come to a place where there's free speech, supposedly, and where they can live their lives in the land of opportunity. But I'm a big believer in legal immigration. Mm-hmm. And I think we've allowed illegal immigration to get completely out of control. And I think that gets resolved on day one of a Trump administration.
Mm. There's all these conspiracy theories about illegal immigration. And I understand why we have illegal immigration in the UK. It's a legal issue and it's to do with the European Court of Human Rights, blah, blah, blah. But why is it in America? Because I don't understand why there is effectively an open border.
Yeah, you've even got guns, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think it's, the argument, which is, I would say becomes to sound compelling, is that you have one political party who views, these immigrants as potential supporters of a party. Elon Musk makes the point that, California was not a definitively Democratic voting state until a lot of immigrants came into California and the politics of the state changed. You can envision, Elon Musk makes the argument this is the last election because of the number of migrants that have come in that if legalized and become voting members of society, if they vote left, then the United States becomes California politically. So I don't have a better argument than that. You can be very supportive of immigration and change immigration policies in such a way to allow more people into the country, but to do it on an unvetted basis where Texas is putting in barbed wire and the federal government is removing it with backhoes, it's a very, very strange thing.
To me, it's absolutely bizarre because everyone who watches this podcast will now drink. My mother's Venezuelan.
It's very bizarre. The guy's right. I mean, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Even Kamala Harris, right? She realizes this is a politically sticky issue. So what happened? She went on CNN's little town hall the other night, and Anderson Cooper pushed her, and he said, "Wait a second. So would you actually build the wall now?" And she didn't answer it exactly, but I mean, she couldn't answer it exactly. It was actually really quite amazing to watch her try and wiggle her way out of that one. It was so bad that, of course, even the CNN anchors are like, this woman, she sucks.
Focused a lot more on Donald Trump, I think it's fair to say, than she did on many specifics in terms of what she would do.
If her goal was to close the deal, they're not sure she did that.
No, she absolutely didn't do that. I mean, you can tell she didn't do that by just looking at the poly market numbers that we keep showing you. I mean, it's just amazing to see. I liked this one. We actually posted this as a short. Let me see if I can play it for you, because this was that moment in time when she just kind of imploded. I mean, she has nothing to say on the board. So wait, now she wants a wall?
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense, because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
Whatever that means, my goodness.